It's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. And we have finally reached 2022. Okay, so we are in a new year. We are on a new path in a sense, like forging on forward. 2021 came with the ones and the twos, gave us a right hook, left hook, sent us, you know, face down on the mat, like just knocked us out. And so now in 2022, we are picking ourselves up, dusting ourselves off, and heading into the new year with a new mindset and a new set of goals. Okay, so I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday season. I hope that you are, ringing in your new year, because when this comes out, it's going to be January 1st. So I hope you are ringing in your new year with the ones that you love, the ones that you find near and dear to you, and all those beautiful things. Okay, so before we dive into this week's forecast, I would like to say thank you. Thank you all for being here and rocking with me as long as you have, especially you if you are a returning viewer. And if you are new to my channel, welcome in. And yeah, nice to meet you, all that good stuff. If you are returning, you already know how we do things. So, but if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there. And so you won't miss a beat. You'll get all the updates and all the things that I will be uploading, because we have no idea what 2022 is going to bring us. Okay, so that includes me and House of Chiron as a business. I have no idea what's going to happen, kind of like I am an astrologer after all. But anyway, so moving on. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then I'm going to get into some really quick announcements. So we have the launching of Chiron candles that are happening this month. I will have more information on that date coming soon. There's going to be a launch of that. I'm going to do a pre-order before the launch, so that way you can get your orders in, and then get the first batch, the first ever batch of Chiron candles. They are Reiki infused candles. So the first line of candles that House of Chiron will be doing will be Reiki infused. There's 7 different candles for each chakra, of course. So they all have the herbs that correlate to each chakra. They have the essential oils that correlate to each chakra as well as it being, Reiki infused with the power of a Reiki master, myself, Gemini Jazz. So these are hand poured coconut soy wax candles. And they're a little different. They're just a little different. Instead of using the cotton wick, I have wooden wick and all that good stuff. So go ahead and keep a lookout for that. They will be posting on my website very soon. I will update that information in the next week or so to let you know the launch and the pre-order dates. Okay, now moving on, we are in a new year and there will be new things coming out, including my new services and whatnot, but I will update that as we go on. Give the year some time to kind of get settled in. Okay, so with that being said, we have the Celestial City membership that is still open, so you can go ahead and join us then. Right now, we don't have any events coming up besides the 7 days of conjure that I am partnering with Chanel with Lizzie's Charm. So that information can be found in the description box if you would like to sign up for that and get more information on that. All right, so moving on. Let's get into this week's forecast, but first let's kind of do a quick recap of wrapping up what we just came out of in the month of December. Jupiter has moved into Pisces, so we are right in the very beginning parts of that energy. Jupiter in Pisces will be here until May 10th of this year, okay? And then it's going to enter into Aries, where it's going to retrograde and it'll go back into Pisces sometime around October. So we'll talk about that later on. Also, we are, still kind of coming out from under that Saturn and Uranus square energy. It's kind of lessening up, it's easing up just a little bit. So, keep that in mind that there's still some tension and some things that are, needing to work themselves out from last year, and you could still be feeling some of that tension and whatnot. So yeah, so that's just kind of like a little quick recap of what's going on. But this week, we're going to be covering the energy for January 1st all the way through January the 8th. And starting off on January 1st, we have the sun, which is in Capricorn. We're in the middle of Capricorn season, and it is making a trine to Uranus, which is retrograde in Taurus. It's been, in Taurus for quite some time, shaking up our values and, supply chain and the food industry and all kinds of stuff. So that's that. But while the sun is in Capricorn, our focus has been on getting things kind of structured and ordered for the year to come, right? We begin to think with innovation and progress, because that Uranus energy is about progression. It's about innovation. It's about doing something eccentric and different, but also something that's going to benefit everyone collectively as a whole. Okay, so the sun is making this beautiful trine to Uranus, and it's kind of like giving us this sense of, I want to explore what is out there. Okay, our gazes are very future forward right now. We're focusing on the positive changes and the transformations that could occur, okay, especially within our values, our money, and our partnerships, right? Those are the main things, that we really want to focus on in life, career, money, but, our values, things that we really find near and dear to us, partnerships, the people that we have in our life. Okay, so kind of go into this energy. It's the very beginning of the year, right? So ask yourself, where's there a need for me to add more stability within these areas of my life? Like, within my values, within my finances, within my partnerships, even within your career, because that Capricorn energy is about your public image as well. It's ruled by Saturn. That's your career, your public image. So today, we can really expect to meet some eccentric people or receive some unexpected opportunity that's going to shift our experience, maybe even our mindset or our perspective on something. So if we have been experiencing any kind of anxiety about this new year and what is to come, today is going to provide that unique insight that's going to keep those nerves or that restless feeling at bay. Like, we'll be able to kind of like say, you know what, I'm more optimistic, I'm more hopeful, I'm more inspired rather than worried or anxious about what is to come. Okay. Now, moving on the very next day, we have quite a few things going on January 2nd. First and foremost, we have Mercury, which is in Capricorn, making a trine to the North Node, which is in Gemini. Okay, so the North Node is all about our purpose, our destiny, is what we're supposed to be focusing on. Face your North Node, right? And the South Node is opposite the North Node, and it's in Sagittarius, and it's at 1 degree. And that is where it's like our sweet spot. It's where what we come in this life with, those talents that are just natural, but it's also our comfort zone. If we sit too much in that comfort zone, it's like it sucks us into this like black hole. Okay, so with that being said, it's like this Mercury, which is the plane of communication and ideas, is making this trine to the North Node, which is like, is representing our destiny and also collective progression. Okay, so it's about the collective movement forward. And as these two energies harmonize with one another, because that's what a trine is, it brings harmony, we will have those aha moments that come up. And these aha moments could really catapult us into understanding what are the next steps, right? This is really good, really beneficial, especially happening at the very beginning of the year. It's on the 2nd. So today, also on January 2nd, we might even receive like some words or some news or some ideas that take us into those next steps that we are seeking. That North Node is in Gemini, and it's ruled by, Mercury. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So this is creating like an amplification of that communication, those ideas, the information, the planning, all of those things are just being more amplified. We're getting more insight. We might even be getting like some spiritual downloads that are giving us the guidance that we seek. So it's time for us to kind of sit still with that and listen within for the inner guidance and that voice that's within us that's going to propel us forward. Pay attention to the synchronicities, those conversations, the songs that happen to play, on your rotation and on your playlist, that license plate number on the back of that vehicle that just cut you off on the highway. Like, all these different situations are like messages that are guiding us to where we belong and where we are destined to be. Okay. So also happening on this day, we have Mercury entering into Aquarius. And Mercury, once it enters into Aquarius, it is gearing up to go retrograde because it's already in its shadow phase. Okay, so Mercury enters into Aquarius on January 2nd, where it will remain until March 9th of 2022. And Mercury leaves this pragmatic sign of Capricorn and enters in the classic eccentric sign of Aquarius. And Mercury is going to station retrograde in about 2 weeks. So this is where it's going to dip back into Capricorn on January 24th. And it's going to wrap up those loose ends of 2021, those ideas, the unfinished business that we have, back from 2021 during that retrograde period. So while Mercury is in Aquarius, we're going to be seeking knowledge, wisdom, understanding, even things that are coming up with less conventional ideas, so very unconventional things. We may even find ourselves, looking into progressive subjects like technology, innovation, astrology, science, humanitarianism. Those topics might come up, those ideas might come up during this time. Our focus and our attention is going to shift more towards the social dynamics of our life also, because Aquarius rules friendship, it rules people, it's the community, it's the collective consciousness as well. And so with those circumstances surrounding, and that's like a tongue twister, circumstances surrounding our friendships, whether it's either like, are we trying to fit in with groups that we don't necessarily resonate with? Are we conforming to these societal views? Also, what is our sense of community? What does community look like for us, or the lack thereof, right? All of these things might surface during this transit, because for the last 2 years, about 2 years, our community engagement has become less physical, less face-to-face, and more virtual. Okay, that's the Aquarius energy, and that's because we have Saturn there also creating those restrictions. And so we are having to recreate what that looks like. And so this is showing us that we can be self-sufficient, because, Aquarius is also about autonomy. So we can be autonomous, but not negating or forgetting that we need each other to thrive. So we still need our sense of community, and we just need to reinvent what that looks like. Okay, so during this time, we might get some experience during this transit of what that looks like, get a revisit, get a, review, recalibrate, revamp, revise of any of that. Okay, so now also we have the new moon that happens at 12 degrees in Capricorn on January 2nd. So we have all these things going on literally at the very beginning of this year. So as the sun and the moon meet in the sky to connect one another in kiss and make love with each other, right? We are given an opportunity to create, to solidify, and even to build something, because it's in Capricorn. Capricorn is about structure. It's about building something. It's represented by the goat. So today's new moon is going to occur in Capricorn, where it sparks that initiation of a new structure to construct. Our physical and emotional worlds come into balance, right? Because this new moon is going to trine Uranus. So it's going to bring in like a recalibration in a different way. Might shake something up in order for it to settle, right? It's kind of like how, if something drops on the floor, but it lands upright, that kind of energy. So this is like a change that is necessary in order to shift the perceptions, even the perspective of a situation, a belief, a pattern that we have. And now is the time to set those intentions, right? Because not only do we have this new moon that's happening in Capricorn, we have Mercury that just entered into Aquarius, and we have Mercury right before it enters into Aquarius is making that trine to the North Node. So this is like giving us that insight. We have those downloads, we have those aha moments, those synchronicities that are happening to give us the ability to set those intentions, right, towards obtaining something positive, some positive change for this new year that lies ahead of us, this new journey that we are now, freshly embarking on. Uranus is also about freedom. It's the ruler of Aquarius, and the freedom that we seek is all too clear now. Like we can see exactly what we want, and we're still kind of coming into understanding of how to obtain that. We have the ideas, we have the plans that are in place to forge this new path that lie ahead of us, but it's still kind of like foggy. It's not quite completely clear. So the progress of 2022, it really depends on our ability to let go of control, right? Wanting to control things. And we need to embrace the unknown and also kind of like shift with the many changes that life is going to throw at us. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative changes. It's just unexpected things that come at us like, oh, okay, I expected for it to turn out this way, but it turned out that way. Let me just about face and shift with that. It's kind of that energy. Okay, so last but not least for this week, we have Venus, which is retrograde in Capricorn, making a sextile to Neptune in Pisces. And this happens on January 5th. And this is really going to just kind of like increase our senses. Our senses are going to be increased today, our sensual side of ourselves, along with our magnetism, because, you know, Venus is about partnerships, our values, is beauty. And then Neptune rules unconditional love and spirituality. So today is a great day for dating or deepening intimacy with our partners. You know, either way, you know, depending on what your lifestyle is like. And as Venus retrogrades through Capricorn, we are already reevaluating our values and partnerships and what we desire long term. Okay, so that sextile to Neptune in Pisces is helping us not only understand what unconditional love is and allow us to align spiritually with our closest people, but, you know, it's also helping us to figure out what's important, right? Who are the important people in our lives, our friends, our family, our loved ones. You know, are they, you know, who these people are that are truly our people on a more profound level, much deeper on a spiritual level. On another note, you know, we might actually find ourselves diving into spiritual practices, religious activities, art, beauty, music, maybe even movies, cinema, things like that. You know, this is like, if you're a makeup artist, this is wonderful energy for you to like book your appointments for makeup, you know, makeup appointments and get a lot of money for that. That's a possibility. But anyway, pay attention to your dreams also on this day, because Neptune Pisces, it rules the dream world. So pay attention to that. It could be aligning you to something that is, you know, in alignment, you know, with what it is that you desire. Okay, so that is all that I have for this week. I look forward to connecting with you all in the following week and in the new year. I'm excited about what is to come. Keep a watch out for my year 2022 year ahead forecast. I'm going to go through all the major transits that are to come for 2022 and just kind of give a brief description, you know, overall general description of what is to come. And if you are looking to get an understanding of your year ahead, go ahead and join the Celestial City membership, because in there they get part of their package is that they get a year ahead analysis of what is to come for them. So go ahead and join the membership if you're looking to do that and looking to get more insight about 2022 and what's to come for you with all the major transits, because we have quite a few things with Jupiter and Pisces, and then Jupiter moving into Aries. It's just a lot of things going on, and it's just a lot. Okay, so anywho, that's all that I have. Keep a lookout for all the good things that are coming, and I hope y'all have a wonderful week ahead and a happy new year. Bye.